Good morning, sports fans. We are live here at the Merchants Building at the 2012 Logan County Fair. You're in the cheap seats, Josh Komnick, along with my maybe once a month guest, Justin Tierney.
Hello.
And we're here on a muggy morning, but it's not muggy in here, mainly because of Tartar Brothers has a great air conditioner that pretty much Justin is hogging up today. And it's a little steamy outside, but to get out here and check out we're in the Merchants Building again, tons of booths set up for all of the local businesses in town. You can come out and check out what everybody is producing out there.
Yeah, it's a great time of year. Come out, Logan County Fair. Love coming out here. Like you said, Josh, all kinds of different booths, all kinds of different little things you can check out, little businesses, and of course there's good food, good music last night, rides for the kids. I mean, it's just a great time of year in Logan County.
Yeah, no question. Of course, we've got P&M right here, Dish Network. We can watch the live game between Lithuania and the USA basketball team, so that's kind of nice. We can give you score and updates. I didn't think it was going to. I thought that game was supposed to start this afternoon, but we've got it on here. And
USA's up 51-42,
and P&M Communications got TVs and the Dish Network and everything. Everything hooked it up for us out here, so we don't even have to leave our seats.
I own a P&M Communications television. I'm very pleased with my product. It's good stuff. And they work with you, too. They give you great price and installation and all that. It's really a fine local business.
Hey, we're out, again, at the Merchants Building at the 2012 Logan County Fair. Pretty much just in the sporting world has been taken over by the Olympics, which I've been fully embraced in. Generally, I get the kids to bed around 8:30, and I'm stuck until at least 11:10, watching whatever sporting events are taking place. The Olympics are something that you, as far as events, you don't get to see all the time. Gymnastics, swimming is not televised like a basketball or some of the other sports that the Olympics have. I've loved watching the gymnastics, beach volleyball, all the things that the Olympics can encompass, and there's a ton of things left. Another week of it still? It's been on for a full week now. It seems like Mr. Phelps is on every night, and we'll get into him a little bit more as the show goes on. I wanted to ask you a few questions about just how many times this guy is on, events like crazy, and I've really enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, I mean, the Olympics is it's a special thing, once every 4 years. I think what I like to follow more than anything is the medal count.
Yeah.
And Team USA, man, we're doing our thing. I think the last I checked, we were right there with China, and then we still have track and field to go. So track and field is, of course, a sport where the U.S. traditionally does pretty well, and so it's just a pride thing, national pride. See our athletes go out there. It just amazes me that what makes the United States produce so many great athletes. I don't know if it's just our culture and the way we embrace sports, but that's the thing that I take away from the Olympics is just watching our athletes, the United States athletes, whether it's, it doesn't matter where they're from either. That's one thing that's neat too, is we all kind of rally around different people. Of course, Gabby Douglas, I saw about 1,000 Facebook and Twitter posts on her the other night when she won her all-around gold. Ryan Lochte and Team USA, and everybody gets behind those athletes as they compete against some of the other best athletes in the world, which is neat to see too.
Oh, there's no question about it, and I got to see trampoline. I had no idea that was.
I heard about that, but I don't know what it is.
These guys would do flips they had to have been 50, 60 feet up in the air, maybe more. It's hard to tell on television, but flying around like crazy, and it was really kind of neat to see. Yourself, you may go out on your trampoline out in the backyard or something and try to do the things that these guys. Of course, it's a high-performance trampoline, but really neat and a lot of good things to see from the Olympics, as we'll get into that a little more. I wanted to run through, I guess Major League Baseball is still going on.
Yep, absolutely.
So the Cubs and the Cardinals.
Big week for the Cubbies. Big week.
Yeah, and there were trades, and the Cubs lost some people and things like that to get, I think, younger. But I wanted to run through the scores real quick.
Sure.
Justin, from last night, Washington, who has got a little bit of a controversy going on with them, and we'll get into, just wanted to touch on that a little bit on maybe your feel of holding Mr. Strasburg out for the rest of the year. Washington won 7 to Miami's 4 in game 1. They actually played 2 games. Must have been a doubleheader. Miami 5 and Washington 2. Arizona beat Philadelphia 4-2. Cincinnati was another winner. They're staying hot in that Central Division in the National League. 3-0 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Atlanta 4 and Houston 1. Although, of course, the Milwaukee and St. Louis were late, and the Cubs and the Dodgers were late and didn't get those scores. From Friday in the American League, Detroit 10, Cleveland 2. The New York Yankees still, I think, the best record in baseball. Seattle 3, Tampa Bay 2, Baltimore 0, Minnesota 6, and Boston 5 in 10 innings. Texas was a winner over Kansas City 5-3. And the Angels and the White Sox were late, and Toronto and Oakland. But as you alluded to, some of the things happening with the local teams of interest being the Cubs. Ryan Dempster gone, Giovanni Soto gone for the Cubs.
Paul Maholm was only here for half a season, and he was pitching great.
And he's gone, and it really looks like to me that the front office for the Cubs are getting the guys that are wanted and maybe needed to go out of here, and we're going really, really young.
Well, and I have mixed feelings about it. I'm very happy to see the vision for the organization, the long-term plan, which is something the Cubs maybe haven't had in the past, where they just sign a free agent and just year after year they
basically spend money.
Yeah, they just try to piece it together, which is not a way to build a long-term successful organization, as we can see from the Cubs going 100 and some odd years without a World Series, obviously. But the other thing is, the other end of the spectrum, these minor leaguers that they're getting, it's a gamble. You're trading, a proven product like a Ryan Dempster or Paul Maholm, who's having a career year. You're trading some of these guys who are known quantities for prospects, and just by the term prospect, there's no guarantee that these guys are going to work out. There's no guarantee that, we're going to ever see anything in return for these guys. So, I have mixed feelings about it as a Cub fan. Whatever it takes for us to win. We're obviously not going to win this year, next year, and maybe not even the year after that. But, Anthony Rizzo and Starlin Castro and some of those guys give me some hope for the future, and hopefully some of these guys we're acquiring can contribute to that.
I think it's also tough on the manager, too, because he's got a job to do. And in this professional business, even in college, really high school, it's gotten to, if you don't win, you're gone. And now you're really taking away guys that can produce W's for you a lot easier than some of these rookies and young kids can. And I got to think Dale Svame is saying, man, you're trading all my talent.
Absolutely.
And my job's going to be in jeopardy in 3 years, if not 2.
I just can't imagine being a player and, the front office is saying, hey, you got to go out and win every game you can win, and trying to preach that you got to win every game. And meanwhile, they're off trading your best players. It's just a different mindset. It's something that's new to the Cubs. But like I said, we got to build for the future, because we got nothing right now. We're struggling outside of Castro and Rizzo.
Cincinnati leading the Central Division 65-41. They're 4.5 games up on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 60-45. The Cardinals 56-49. Jake's unable to be here today, so we can't get his expertise on the Cardinals. They're 8.5 back, so a lot of ground to make up for.
That division is just tough this year.
It is.
Cincinnati put together, a 10 or 11 game winning streak, and I watched the Cubs and the Pirates this week, and the Pirates aren't going anywhere.
No.
They're a good team. So that's a tough division this year.
Milwaukee 48-56. The Cubs 43-60, 20.5 back. Houston 35-72. They're 30.5 games back. East Division, Washington winning 63-43. They're 2 games up on the Atlanta Braves, who are 61-45. 52-54 are the New York Mets. Miami 49-48, and Philadelphia bad 16 back of the Washington Nationals. And real quickly, Washington Nationals, a newer team in Major League Baseball in the last 5 years, probably 6 years, have decided to shut down their ace Steven Strasburg after 160 innings of work. They're going to make the playoffs, and there's some people in that fan base are a little perturbed about the decision to shut down their ace. He's had plenty of health issues, and they've decided to shut him down. So a team that's going for the playoffs, and they're 20 games above 500, tough thing to do.
Yeah, I don't envy the position of the management in Washington because, Strasburg is obviously a once-in-a-generation, I think, talent on the mound, and you want him out there, obviously in the heat of a pennant race, but, like you say, I mean, he's once-in-a-generation guy. You don't want to ruin him. He's got a limited number of bullets. Everybody does, and so they're trying to plan ahead and look towards the future, and I think you got to go for it, though. At the end of the day, I mean, you only get so many opportunities like this. You don't know what's going to happen next year or the year after that or down the road. So I think, you're in the middle of a pennant race. You got to throw them out. The thing with this that I don't understand is why don't they just give them a couple extra days rest every start? I mean, they
take one start off.
Yeah. Well, give him 6 or 7 days rest. You don't have to pitch him as much. You can limit his innings in different ways and still have him out there in September, maybe a round of the playoffs. Just bring up a 6th starter, somebody who can split starts with them, and just give him plenty of rest. But I know there's other issues with that as far as keeping your arm fresh, and whether that would do him any good, I don't know. But it's just a shame to see one of Major League Baseball's best players sit out, and he's not even hurt.
Yeah, especially if they do make the playoffs, they're definitely going to want that arm for the playoff run, and so would I. I want to see him pitch. We don't get a chance to see him pitch a lot, and if they would happen to make the playoffs, I'd love to see him out there for the Washington Nationals. The New York Yankees are 6.5 up on the Tampa Bay Rays in the East Division at 62-43. The Chicago White Sox are 2 games up on the Detroit Tigers. The White Sox record 57-47. And Texas 5 games up in the West Division over Oakland. They're 62-43. And before we get off the baseball topic and take a quick commercial break here, kind of a neat thing from baseball last night. 2 Upton brothers. They play one for the Rays and one for the Diamondbacks. They both reached 100 home runs for their career on the same night. So a really cool thing, just as an onlooker and a fan of baseball, but really cool for them to be able to have that connection of having their 100th home run on the same night. They're one of only the 6th pair of brothers to reach 100 homers, but they're the first to do it on the same night, of hitting their 100th home run. So a cool thing in baseball, which basically the Olympics have taken over. I know for me, well, one, I'm a Cub fan, but they've taken over my watching of the baseball world. So kind of a cool thing for Major League Baseball, and especially neat for them.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they're both very talented. Justin Upton, I think, from Arizona, has been involved in some trade rumors and speculation. I'm thinking, who is going to trade this guy? I think he was a MVP caliber player last year. So, obviously 100 home runs already. I think he's only been in the league 2 or 3 years. So, pretty talented family, obviously.
Hey, we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back here in a couple minutes. We're live out at the Merchants Building, 2012 Logan County Fair. Stop out and see us here. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. Back out here at the Merchants Building, the 2012 Logan County Fair. You're in the cheap seats. Josh Komnick along with Justin Tierney. It's a little steamy outside, Justin, but we're perfect in the 96.310 as Tartar Brothers had hooked us up with an air conditioner.
Yeah, I'm all over this air conditioner.
Yeah, you are all hogging it, all of it too. A little steamy out, but a lot of things to check out here. A lot of local businesses, and this place is packed with things going on. Of course, the chili cook-off's going on. Well, they've just started. Actually, when I was coming up today, I stopped in and talked to a couple guys that I knew that were participating in it, and that's a big thing going on at the fair this morning and then this afternoon. So a lot of events going on. Of course, the concert was last night.
Yep.
I think
Jared Neiman put on a pretty good show last night, actually. Yep.
You were here?
Yeah, I took it in, put on a real good show, played some Johnny Cash. And
nice.
Some different people. I always like when a major artist like that mixes it up a little bit,
sure.
Plays some songs everybody knows.
Sure, and Truck and Tractor Pull tonight, and I'm assuming the the main attraction usually on Sunday is the Demolition Derby. Yep. So a lot of things going on. Stop out here and promote the Logan County, the 2012 Logan County Fair. We've been talking baseball for the first part of better part of 15 minutes, and now we've got a little bit of Olympics, and it's basically pretty much taken over my TV time in the last week, although I don't get much TV time anymore. It's nice outside. Usually at night the kids are out running around, so we get to check out a little bit gymnastics, swimming, and diving. And we talked a little bit about some of our favorite events, and I'd like to hear from you guys, the listeners. 648-5510. What's your favorite event to watch at the Olympics, 2012 Olympics? What's your favorite event to watch, or what's it been so far? Of course, you got basketball. I saw trampolining last night.
I watched a little archery.
Archery,
a few
nice.
weeks ago. It was pretty cool, actually. You know, archery doesn't. Maybe typical sports fan wouldn't think archery would be that interesting, but man, those guys are inches away. You know,
right.
2 or 3 inches in archery is a big deal.
Yeah, so. I usually think if I'm 2 or 3 inches away on the dartboard, I'm pretty good. But these guys are from a lot longer away with a lot more high performance. But give us a call, 648-5510. Just how about the first caller? We'll give away 2 tickets to the Lincoln Theater 4. And then the next caller, well, actually, the first caller gets to choose. You got 2 tickets to the Lincoln Theater 4, or you can have two tickets to the tractor pull that's going on tonight. That's starting at, 5:30 it looks like you can get in. I think they start about 6:30.
Now, is tonight the big tractors?
I don't know what the lineup is tonight.
I'll tell you what, tractor pulls was something I didn't know anything about until I worked local media here, and I covered tractor pulls, and that is actually pretty interesting stuff. You watch these just huge machines pull that sled. And,
souped up tractors.
You know, pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Lots of horsepower.
The kids love them.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
My kids, my father-in-law is a tractor puller. As we travel around quite a few different fairs and compete, and my two love it. So, first caller, 648-5510. Let me know what your favorite event so far has been to watch, and maybe the best moment so far in the Olympics. You got a chance. Either you got your choice: 2 tickets to the tractor pull tonight, or 2 tickets to the Lincoln Theater 4. Again, 648-5510. And from the Olympics, I've gathered, watching usually from 8:30 till 11. This Phelps guy, I mean, I know we've heard he's all-time medal winner. Of course, that's been all over the place. But this guy swims every single night. And the thing I think maybe people don't realize is every swim isn't for gold. You've got to qualify first. So he's actually swimming. I think he's in 8 events at the Olympics. But that means he has to swim 16 times because he's got to qualify first. Plus, he gets into the heat to medal. And what an athlete. Will we ever see one? I don't know, another guy like this. But as history tells us, that we probably won't, because he's elapsed the total medal count. He's up to 21 now, and he's going for the last one of his career, which he said he's going to retire after probably tonight as far as Olympics goes. But, man, what a special guy to watch.
And I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with, obviously, he's the best Olympian maybe ever in any sport. But I have always, at least recently, been kind of, I don't want to say infuriated, but he's a frustrating guy if you ever see him in an interview. His interviews, he's just not the most die-hard, never say die athlete. He's talked a lot about how he can't wait to retire, and some of his training has been called into question, and some of the things. So I'm wondering, if he had trained harder for this Olympics, how many medals could he have won? Honestly, I mean, how many gold medals, I guess, because he's winning medals like crazy. But there's been, if you do some research and look into it, there's been a lot of criticism of his training regimen for the London Olympics. And so, and he's even said after he, in the relay, that the first race they won, that he didn't feel ready, and this is obviously, once every 4-year opportunity. But at the same time, you make a good point where the guy's swimming all the time.
Every night.
All the time. So it's got to just be taxing on his body. The sacrifices you make to be an Olympian, I think, have worn on him. I saw an interview he did with 60 Minutes, and he said he cannot wait to touch the wall in London for the last time and be done with this part of his life. You know, he's just excited to move on and be done.
Well, I think that there's been a lot of things going on in his career. Of course, he started out young. He's been an Olympian 3 times now. He's been in the paper or the media about doing some bad things.
Sure.
But for a guy that has been doing this for so long, I think it becomes, when can I relax? You know, I know he's only 25 or 6 or whatever, how old he is, but he's been looked at as basically like Michael Jordan is to the basketball world,
sure,
to the swimming world. And I think maybe he just needed a little break too. You know, maybe not hit it quite as hard. That's scary. He didn't quite hit the training as hard for this Olympics, and he's still
winning gold
dominant.
Medals. Yeah, I mean, he's still winning gold medals,
and he's still the guy to be chased.
That's the thing that I think is almost insulting to some of his competitors. Is, you know, he's been documented, you know, kind of living a very open and free life, and you know, his training and, you know, the lack of training has been criticized by a lot of people, and then he still goes out and wins. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's just a freak of nature in the pool, and I think that's the thing. I just I will always wonder if he had been had the mindset to just train like a madman, how many more gold medals he could have won at this Olympics. He won 8 in Beijing. It'd be interesting to see how many he ends up with here in London.
Well, he's got 21 now. He's got a chance to get 22, and that's going to be the last one tonight. It will be his last race as far as the 2012 Olympics. 21 medals, I believe 17, I think, are gold.
Keeps him in his sock drawer.
Yeah, he's got enough of them. And also, and it really is in the swimming world, USA is just dominant. Women, too. Missy Franklin set a world record last night. She's 17 years old. This is her 3rd gold medal. And then what got me off the couch last night at about 10:15 was Katie Ledecky, 15 years old, and goes out and, I mean, from the beginning we're watching, and this is a long race. I think it was an 800-meter, which is 8 laps, you know, down and back is 1. And we're sitting there and we're watching, my wife and I, and I'm just thinking she's got to stall out somewhere. She's just blowing them away, and the lead just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and she's messing around with the world record. Although she didn't get the world record, she was almost there. But for 15 years old, with the stamina she had, I mean, this race is as much as I swim in 3 years, and she just kept on going. And at 15 years old, the thing is, when do these girls even start thinking about, I mean, 15, I was worried about my dad taking me out in the car to see if I'd get enough hours to get my driver's license.
I don't know if it was the 15-year-old or the 17-year-old that still competes for high school.
Yeah,
can you imagine being whatever state you're in and going to the state championships, and you look next to you as you dive into the pool, and it's, you know, the gold medalist,
right. At what age do you
start swimmer
really
in the world,
thinking about, hey, I'm going to be an Olympian? At 13, I'm going to start thinking about, I got to train for the Olympics because it's coming up in 2 years. I mean, it's just ridiculous, and what a race that was. It was one of those that I'll remember for a long time, especially from the 2012 Olympics. Hey, Justin, we got a caller. Caller, go ahead. You're in the cheap seats. What's going on today?
Hi, I'm enjoying your show this morning. I'm listening to you and watching the Olympics with the sound turned off.
Well, I'm not doing the play-by-play yet, but it's right here by a huge big screen by P&M Communications on
Team USA's in a pretty good ball game right now.
60-55.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that because I don't have basketball on. I just saw Serena Williams win a gold for her tennis.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what channel. I'm assuming it's probably Dish Network out here, and there might be several channels, but I'll give you a score update right now. It's 62-55. And LeBron just went in for an easy layup. So we're ahead right now, but it's not quite as easy as the last game.
Well, that's great. Okay, well, and now on my TV is women's diving.
Okay, thanks for calling in, caller. You got a chance to, your choice, 2 tickets to the Lincoln Theater 4, or would you like to attend the tractor pull tonight?
I believe the theater tickets.
Theater? All right. We got them saved out here, and we'll mail them to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Grandma V.
Bye-bye.
Grandma V checking in as always. this Saturday morning. We're out at the 2012, the Merchants Building, the Logan County Fair. The medal count right now, the United States up 43-42. 21 gold for the United States, 10 silver, and 12 bronze. The China, who is next, and really probably the only competition that we're going to have as far as who's going to win the medal count. Gold for China, 20, 13 silver, and 9 bronze, as they pretty much, China was gold and bronze, I believe, in the trampoline, which I watched late last night, which was kind of interesting to see. One of the first times I've ever gotten to see that. But, of course, the basketball, Justin, 165 to...
Here's the thing that blows my mind about the basketball. Team USA is playing without Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose, and Dwayne Wade. And they're beating people by 90 points. Like, that's what I just cannot imagine how good this team would be if they had everybody healthy, everybody participate. I mean, because they're phenomenal. Are they better than the Dream Team? No. But it's just crazy to see how dominant we are in that sport.
Yeah,
I mean, arguably, Dwight Howard is probably, in an international setting, the most dominant basketball player, you know what I mean? Because there's nobody like Dwight Howard for any of these other teams. You know, and we don't even have him, and we're still dominant. And we're still winning by 90.
Was it 156-73? The Olympic basketball team beat Nigeria the other night. Of course, they led by 26 points after the first quarter, and had an Olympic record 78 points in the first half. Carmelo Anthony broke a record, 37 points, 10 of 12 from the three-point line.
I think he only played 10 minutes.
Yeah, they said if we're going to shoot like that, there won't be a team close. And they actually even upped one. We talked about that Dream Team. The 83-point margin of victory was the largest by the U.S. national team history, eclipsing the 79 by the Dream Team. They beat Cuba 136-57. So Olympics. Great for me. Again, I get to see a lot of sports that we don't get to generally watch, especially on TV. And, you know, for my Cubs and for my baseball and sport watching during the summer, I'm sure thankful the Olympics are here this year.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't, I guess, watched that much of the Olympics. Watched archery, watched some different things. But, you know, I do follow it through, you know, reading reports and stuff. And for me, it's just a pride thing. You know, I love seeing Team USA go out there and represent our country well, and just a little reminder to the rest of the world that we're the best. Don't mess with us.
Well, and hopefully we'll come out on top. Again, 43-42 is that medal count. We got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're out here at the Merchants Building, 2012 Logan County Fair. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 FM and WLCN online.com.